Hello, I am Megan Lord and welcome to season 1 of the Wedding Rooms on Air. This is a podcast that myself and Adam, the producer, have brought to you as a library and wealth of information for people who are planning their own weddings. We want to bring together creatives every week who are breathing life into the wedding industry. So follow along with us on your planning journey. Like and subscribe, and you can also purchase our ultimate planning download that takes all of the stress out of planning your own wedding. We really hope you enjoy the next episode. Hello and welcome to the Wedding Rooms on Air, the podcast that helps excited couples through their journey and gives an invaluable insight behind the scenes with wedding suppliers. Today, we've got a slightly different episode. So I'm joined by Hannah and Laura from Wild Infinity. And you guys have had a slightly different journey into the wedding industry. Tell me a bit about where you guys began together.
Yeah, so it started as a sister venture, turning my British wildlife paintings into artwork for nurseries, bunting, cards, stationery, which has then kind of evolved into creating sustainable favours for weddings and onto wedding banners that we kind of see here today. We kind of started this thinking we want our products to be quality, but we also want to have sustainable products that give something back. So as part of every sale, we work with ecology and plant a tree, create habitats for wildlife, just to, work on that sustainability approach.
And that's lovely because that's actually come from, so the root of it was the wildlife drawings and an interest in wildlife, and that's where it's grown from, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's how we met, was you guys were starting to do wedding favours and we brought some into the shop here. And people really connected with your products. And that's where it sort of evolved from, isn't it? And I think you guys have actually been surprised, like that's why it's interesting today, because rather than being seasoned wedding suppliers, you are retail suppliers that are pivoting into an area of weddings which is really popular at the moment. I think banners is a really popular trend within weddings at the minute. But even as that trend evolves, how you make your products, which I'm going to ask you a little bit about in a second, but how you make your products lends itself to no end of options within weddings, doesn't it?
No, it really does. And it's kind of through that direct customer experience where we're at stalls and people are asking if we could do a wedding theme, like a woodland wedding theme. Absolutely, you can. And all of our products can kind of be as bold and clashy as you like, or they could be as elegant and subtle as you like as well. So we really have that customer focus whenever we're talking to our customers.
Yeah, so it sort of started as a real brand, but then when it, and that brand sort of still exists, that, you know, the wildlife and everything, but actually what you can do with it, the options are endless, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what are your backgrounds personally?
Corporate.
Yeah.
I work in banking. Never thought I'd work in banking. Went to university, did animal related stuff. But yeah, Hannah is the arty one, has always been an arty one, but also stuck in corporate world. Yeah. So yeah, we both have full-time jobs. We both have families. This is very much our love of things that we enjoy doing. We don't necessarily...
That makes the best suppliers though, when it's your love and it's your passion, because the customers you're dealing with, it is literally, you know, their love and their passion, their day is so important to them. So if you have suppliers that what they're creating is their passion, then that, you know, that really helps, doesn't it? And I think I've been really excited about meeting you because I think you bring a really fresh view into it, and your minds, you haven't almost gone, okay, this is what I do and this is how I do it. You've come in with existing products that people can adapt to weddings, but then now it's all about creating products with the skills that you have and the artistry you already have. But it means that as people are meeting you, their ideas are sparking your creativity and new things are coming out.
And I think having the element of all of our stock in shops, we give it to the shop, it's there, the shop have that conversation with the customer, and we never see a customer journey. We never, hardly ever won't figure out what they think of our products unless we go to events and fairs, and then we have that interaction. Coming into the wedding world, from start to finish, we're living that whole couple's journey.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying.
It is satisfying, isn't it? Like being with them on that journey.
Yeah.
I mean, what really cemented our working relationship, because initially you guys brought the bits into the shop, which was fantastic, but was when we worked on the festival wedding together.
Yeah.
So to give the listeners a bit of background, my husband is a painter and architect, and we started doing bespoke wedding signs and wedding table plans. And I came to these guys because it was a festival wedding, and I'd had the idea of getting my husband to draw a welcome sign that was like a site map. So you've arrived at Glastonbury, you go, there's the big sign with the site map, and it all looks amazing. So I phoned you up and was like, so you seem like talented, lovely ladies. Do you think if I gave you a hand-drawn picture, could you turn it into vinyl and then remove the background and transfer that vinyl onto a banner, and it needs to be 2.5 meters tall, and yeah, can you do that? And you were both like, absolutely.
Yeah, totally achievable.
Yeah.
I love that it's customized.
Yeah, I know. And you guys just figured out how to do it, and the end result was fantastic. They were so thrilled with it. It looked brilliant, didn't it?
And that's it. And it's that kind of customer journey that changes and evolves how Wild Infinity Weddings is heading.
Yeah.
The trends that we're looking at now are those bold, clashy colours. But then we have customers that want the elegant pieces as well, and the real throwback to natural fabrics. We can offer both.
I mean, you guys are perfect for destination weddings. Like anyone out there who is planning a destination wedding and is thinking, right, I want to bring over reception welcome signs, table plans, anything for the tables and all those things. Obviously, transporting that within suitcases, it's going to get damaged. Whereas with yours, roll it up, pop it in the suitcase, and you've got a beautiful, and also the canvas that you use is so much better as well. Like, I see a lot of the linen ones, which are fantastic, but you have to steam them on the day, and to get them crease free is quite difficult. Whereas these are, they've got more weight to them.
Yep. Spill proof, they're ironable.
And it's something to keep afterwards, isn't it? I think when you have, I don't know why, but in my mind, like having something that's like a banner, I'm more likely to hang that in my home. And I'm massive on this within, I mean, you guys are brilliant with your sustainability in terms of product and like material. I'm a strong believer in, if you are paying out for your wedding, make things dual purpose.
Yes.
Or, don't pay twice. So, make your table names also your wedding favour.
Yeah.
Like have them personalised so that it's the thing that they take home, or create a table plan that is also they take it off and it's the place setting and it's the favour, because then you put your money, you're spending more because you're having a lovely bespoke piece, but you're not paying out 3 times for lesser products.
Yeah.
I mean, when we say bespoke, that scares people a little bit, doesn't it? Especially people planning their own weddings. What can you say to them that will make them feel at ease?
Yeah. Well, I think especially for me as well, when I look on Pinterest, Instagram, anything for inspiration for anything, everything just says bespoke, which means in some people's eyes expensive, out of the price range, and people just completely swipe off it. I think it's a dream. But why is it a dream? You know, you're spending so much money on your wedding and you never take anything away. You can spend all this money on it looking pretty, but is that actually you? Have you put a statement piece for you in your wedding? Does it make you an individual? No. So let's make a banner. Bespoke basically means you.
Yeah.
Without the need to break the bank, you know?
It's so true. And I really love that you are coming into this area, because a lot of everyone I have in the shop, I want it to be, when you go online to have something personalised, I think often you feel that you have to go with the design that you're seeing online and then just change the names. So yes, it's personalised, but you are paying for that personalisation. So why shouldn't the material, the feel, the look, the design be personalised, you know?
Everything's for you. So if you have a wedding that's got all these pink roses and it's very neutrally based, but as people, you love your films and your drama, you can have a completely different looking banner somewhere as a statement piece, dark colours, fonts, everything that's your thing to, like you say, take home, hang up in your bedroom, hang up somewhere, and it's just yours.
And it can be a feature. It doesn't even necessarily need to be about love or about the wedding. I always say to people, it's the little things at a wedding that you walk in and go, oh my gosh, that's so Hannah and Scott. Yeah. Like, it could be, as you say, like films, it could be a big banner that says, I don't know, what's with the life preserver McFly, you know, because you're a Back to the Future fan. And that just might be something, a little quote or a little thing you always say to each other, that seeing it up there just feels special. Because I think you're right. When people hear bespoke in terms of stationery and things like that, you know, obviously if someone has a much higher budget and they have a wedding planner, then their wedding planner is going to go and find wonderful suppliers like yourselves. But maybe when people are planning it themselves or they have a lower budget, that seems a bit unachievable and a bit scary. How does the pricing work? I mean, again, when we're talking about things that are being personalised and bespoke, it's the world's your oyster, isn't it? You know, the price can change so much. But if people are thinking, let's give something tangible. So say I want a banner, a material banner that's going to be up behind me at the wedding breakfast, that says a bit of a quote or something that we love, and then says, you know, the date and our names at the bottom. And, you know, maybe in that piece, it's going to be maybe like a meter long or something like that. What would someone expect to pay, bottom end to top end, in the market for something like that?
Well, you can go and find on, you know, lots of companies that are quite cheap. You can go and get them from probably about £30, depending on the sizing. But sometimes cheap is expensive. And once it actually gets to you, is it even the right thing? Bearing in mind, it doesn't even have anything personalised to you.
Are we talking like sort of Shein, Temu, which like is a huge thing? Platforms. Which there is, I mean, there's a whole, it's difficult, isn't it? Because with the likes of Shein especially, you know, I know a lot of people use it for their weddings, but there is a moral
that's it.
thing with those websites, isn't it? More and more information is coming out about them, about how they get the prices that cheap. Yeah.
So you've got that element to it, but then if you're going the high end, some of them are kind of looking £500, £600, and then you've got to pay for postage, and if you want extras, it absolutely is it's whatever they want it to be. We are trying to hit the middle mark on it. for that size, whether it be, we've got a medium one. So our mediums are from around 75 to more of a statement piece, those larger banners that...
So that's kind of more what I'm describing, isn't it?
Yeah, like a kind of a good backdrop for people. They're from around 170.
Yeah.
But with that, you can then choose if you want what fabric you want. You want that cotton canvas kind of look. You want the velvet. You want the tassels. You want the frills. It's whatever you want it to be. And then on top of that, wording wise, do you want something painted onto it? Do you want vinyl on it? Do you want felt? We have the ability to do anything, but hitting that slightly higher goal away from those big corporate companies allows you to have the ability for us to give back, plant trees and buy what are slightly more expensive products in terms of compostable packaging, making everything environmentally friendly for us as well. We're trying to be aware of our carbon footprint, but it's not hitting those high price ranges, which, and sometimes not necessary, it's just because it's a well-known brand maybe, that they feel that they can justify those higher prices.
I am looking to you, our followers, to help us. We are set out on a very exciting new project, and we need your help to find a very deserving couple. The Wedding Rooms podcast has always been about trying to help couples, help them plan their weddings, and this is a massive extension of that. We have managed to find and give away an entire wedding day. I'm talking venue, DJ, videographer, photographer, details, catering, and so much more. This is all being given, and we want to give it to someone who is truly deserving. So we are looking for your nominations. We want to hear about people who really deserve this break, and it could be about work that they're doing in the community. It could be about someone who has had a really tough time in life, and now this is something that they just deserve to be given. The most key thing and factor is that it needs to be a secret nomination. We do not want hundreds of people out there who are very deserving disappointed because they didn't win. So we are looking for you to secretly nominate friends, family, colleagues, people in your life that would benefit from this massive, massive, massive gift. Send your nominations to megan@theweddingrooms.uk. All you need to include is your name, the person you're nominating, why you're nominating them, and a way for us to get in touch with you, and we will get back in touch. If you don't know anyone that you wish to nominate, please share this podcast. Let's spread this around. Let's find someone and make a magical, magical dream come true for them. I think something we've talked a lot about, which seems to be a common thread, is sometimes once you get to a certain point of quality of material and artistry, then above that point, it becomes about branding and demand, and marketing, because people are coming to them because that's who they know can do it. Then therefore the price can go up. And I always come back to, I'm not knocking anyone who's got themselves into that position because they've worked hard to get themselves into that position. But it doesn't mean that there aren't other suppliers out there who are on your level but are still, your pieces they are quality. And I've seen that in action. So it's nice to know that there's that middle ground, isn't there?
No, that's it. And I think the difference as well is the journey that the customer would expect. From the point of placing that kind of deposit value with us, we have that conversation about what your interests are, what your hobbies are, what this is going to mean to you, this backdrop. We want it to be personal. We want it to be individual and show your personality. So from that point, we can kind of say, when's your wedding date? Get it in the diary. 3 months prior to the wedding, we'll be back in contact with you to say, have your styles changed? Are your colours still what you want?
That's really good, because people at the beginning of their journey might, but everything can change. Just,
thought more about it.
Yeah, and change direction. And with it being a statement piece, you know, it needs to tie in with the rest of the wedding, doesn't it?
And that's it, and we understand that. And that's where you kind of get that extra bit of value from us with that bespoke. 2 weeks prior to your wedding as well, we'll deliver it to you. You can be completely comfortable with it. We won't leave it to the last minute. And yeah, it's something for you to set up on your day, take away on the destination wedding, or move around your venue even, have it behind the registry table.
It's another big thing. Like a lot of us suppliers are like, do things that you can move. So it can be part of the ceremony, but then it gets moved to behind you when you're sat at the wedding breakfast.
Yeah. And often you get set with what the venue have to offer, and you feel like, actually, I have to have what they've got on the day, but this allows you to have that personal stamp.
And it doesn't stick to banners with you guys, doesn't it? Does it? I mean, you've done luggage tags for me for table plans, and that's really what I want to encourage people. If you're going to yourself, right, we want to do something unique let's take the luggage tags, for example, and you're looking for a personalised luggage tag. And I mean, the obvious place, if I was a bride looking for a luggage tag that I want to personalise for a wedding, I'd go to Etsy. Yeah. That would be my first port of call. And absolutely, like, Etsy's a brilliant site. But what I want this place to be, and whether you're contacting through the podcast or you're coming in to have a beat in here, is that it's an Etsy you can walk into. So rather than it being, okay, I've got 9 different designs and I need to choose one of those, you know, if they sort of said, okay, I've drawn this picture, can I have that on the luggage tag and then have the names change accordingly? That's not a problem.
No.
And the beauty is there's not a premium for that.
Okay.
You know, you're saying this is the price for a personalised luggage tag. Now that's truly personalised.
And it's not restricted on, I think, if you're buying things from these companies and online, there's only so much maybe text you can put in and so many boxes you can tick and check. You might not have any idea what you want from your wedding. You might go into it and feel the pressure. I need to book everything quickly and everyone's telling you. But you might be swayed into one way, but it's not actually what you want.
Yes.
If you don't know what colours you want, if you don't know what kind of wedding favours you want, have a chat. Like, we might be able to come up with ideas. You can come up with ideas, past experiences. They're things you're not going to find if you just click on a link.
And not that you're not going to think of. No. You know, I really want people from this podcast to open their minds to the fact that they can do anything. Anything that they like, you know, and that what you were saying about let's sit down and have a chat, you know, what are your personalities? That is such a vital conversation. And so I've kind of, this is exciting to me. So my brain is going left, right. When people have their conversation with you, one of the things that we're always saying to people, it's about finding the suppliers that you trust and then letting those suppliers go, like letting them imaginations work. We are all creatives. So if you come in, and there's nothing wrong with coming in with like, I've got a very specific design, but also you're paying this creative for their time, let them see what they can come up to with, let them see how they can enhance it, you know, because you never know what might come from that.
No, we love that. We're open to that completely. And it is that creativity that makes things individual at weddings. I mean, speaking from kind of experience, I mean, I was the original DIY bride way back when, the first of my friendship group to kind of get engaged, get married. And I was very keen to have things at my wedding that didn't exist at the moment.
Yes.
And that's where it's kind of stemmed from. And now Laura is obviously in her fiancé era. She's...
Yeah. So you're doing this now, Laura, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing it, living it, seeing it.
So you are both on the podcast and someone who would be listening to the podcast as well, because you're in that journey. Yeah. How have you found it? Like, meeting with suppliers, and do you think being in the industry now is helping you?
Yeah, it's hard work. You know, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. What venue do you want? So you go to a venue and they say, well, this is our list of suppliers, and you feel the peer pressure from going to them, and then you have someone in your ear like Hannah saying, no, you don't. No, let's look elsewhere. Like, they're just saying that because that's what works for them.
Yes, absolutely, because they're used to them, they know them, no surprises, that
And
sort
then
of thing.
you don't know what you want. So then you go online and then you get lost down this rabbit hole of things. Again, going into that bespoke range of just like, I don't even know. I don't
search for so long and then never actually come out.
Yeah, you have no idea. And then you get quotes, and some of the quotes are really overwhelming, and it's a lot. And like, I think, especially from a creative point of view, when we're creating our banners, we're learning so much about what is happening right now, but also what's happening next year. So I'm getting married next year. So I'm thinking now and next year, which then creates this like mix of stuff for us.
It is evolving our business.
Yeah.
We are kind of finger on the pulse as it's happening now, and with trends in mind for next year. And I think that's really important.
Trends are really interesting, aren't they? Especially with something from your area where it's something that you're going to keep.
Yes.
So it's something like that's going to stay behind. And that's kind of true of absolutely anything you put into your wedding, because it's going to stay behind within the video or within the photography. And trends are great, and trends give you ideas, but it's so key to not follow a trend just because it's a trend.
Yes. We live in a throwaway culture though, don't we? So how much of what goes into your wedding is actually you, and how much are you taking away from it? So people always say you're going to spend all this money on maybe a photographer and your rings, but why just those things? Why everything else? It may be, even if it's £1, £2, however many guests, a couple of £100 is then thrown away. Ruined.
Unless it's edible or something that you can take away, don't do it.
No, the favours, do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm big. I think favours are starting to go a little out of fashion in a way. And I understand that, because loads of people see that money just left behind on the table. And, you know, at the end of the day, the guest is getting a free meal, etc. But I like favours. I think it's an opportunity to do something special and personal, and that doesn't mean expensive, but you have to either make it functional, relevant, edible, personalised. It needs to be something, and also useful, like, you know, both functionally to the day, or to the person afterwards, so that it's going to go into the handbag and go away with them. But you're absolutely right. If it's something that's just token, don't you know, put the money into your banner instead.
And a lot of like the waste fabric that we use for making our banners, we then use that fabric to making wedding favours. So we have, for instance, the wedding favours that we do, the little cotton bags with Hannah's watercolour prints on, washable, take it home, put whatever you want in it.
Great for travel jewellery, anything like that. Names on it.
What if someone had, so say this is really speaking to someone because they like to do watercolours. If they came to you and said, I've got this watercolour that I did, it means something to me, I'd like to use it for wedding favour, like little bags, and then have the people's name on it. Could they do that? Could they give you a painting and then it can go on the bag and then they can have the names?
Yeah, so we're quite aware of how you can digitise artwork and how we need it to work for our pouches. That is totally something that could...
So they could basically, as long as they can give it to you in a digital form, anything could go onto them.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. And for that to not be a premium, you know, because it, in a way, if it's the same product and you can bespoke it to that level without it being a premium, it opens it up to so many more people, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's sorry,
and that's where it's something where it's a bespoke product. It's not something that you can limit yourself on. We could literally do anything, and it's that gives it an individual feel at a wedding. People want to see your personality there.
They do. They want to see it. I mean, as guests, when you go to a wedding, those bits that you look at and go, "Oh, that's brilliant. I love that." they're the bits that stand out in your memory. And essentially, when it comes to a wedding, I think you should spend your money on things that create either moments, because that creates photographs, or memories, or just adds to the vibe and the feel of the day, because that adds to how you feel about your day. And if something isn't acting in one of those functions, or as you said, isn't you, constantly ask yourself, so why am I spending money on it? If it's not us, rather, not me, why is it there?
Yep.
Does it need to be there just because Pinterest told me it needs to be there? It doesn't. There's no rules planning your wedding.
And we're aware that, with weddings being so expensive in the world that we're in, not everyone has all the money to decorate it. So we also have the ability to hire some of our banners that we've already made. So if you want that, but even if you don't want to take it home with you, we have a selection of banners that you can hire.
Yeah.
So for a short period of time, you can take them abroad with you. And that's just part of that reusable system that we have to have. This is just a decor.
So if they love it, they like the style, but they're like, I can't afford to have them made, they can choose some from an existing selection and hire them out for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great, because then they can still create that feel and they're still there within the videos and the photographs. But yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about the best thing being to find your suppliers that you trust. So if I was a bride and groom, what you were saying earlier about the fact that through the planning journey, things might change. If I found you and I go, do you know what? I love these girls. Is there a way that I can put down a deposit to secure your time, but not actually commit to what I'm going to buy? So could they commit to the fact that they are going to, for example, I'm going to spend at least £300 with you. This is my wedding date. I'm booking so that you will have the time free to be creative for me, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So that they can wait until sort of a couple of months before the wedding and then go, okay, I've got a bank of £300. I'm going to do favours. I'm going to do this banner, etc., etc. And then they can up it from there, but they're committing to at least a certain amount of money, and the deposit is securing the wedding date.
Yeah, how we do it. Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
Taken off the final bill, that deposit. Yeah.
Okay, so they can put down a deposit of an amount that they want to make sure that they commit to, but not actually.
You're not booking the banner, you're booking the wedding date.
They're booking you, aren't they? They're booking to secure your time, because the materials you have, don't you, at the workshop. So I guess if there's a particular colour or a particular material, they need to be a bit more advanced with that. But
within 3 month period, then that is totally within the time.
No matter what they wanted, it would be within the time scale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you've come into it, I guess you're not going to necessarily have so many wedding stories, etc., because you're fairly new to the industry. But as you've been going through this journey, is there anything that sort of stuck out for you?
The wedding that we did with the festival, that was a real kind of premium product that we were so proud of, and the materials that we used, the couple kind of gave us free reign of the colours that we would use and just trusted our creativity to make it look perfect. We tied in all the font with the theme of the day, all of the stationery that was preset. We used similar fonts to make it all kind of tie in, and that product, it speaks for itself. I don't know.
It's fantastic. Yeah, if people want to see what we're talking about, then you can go on to Instagram at Wild Infinity, or at Lord-Wedding Photography, or the Wedding Rooms. It'll be on all of our Instagrams. And that, in terms of me being your customer in that instance, and to give brides and grooms an idea, when I came up with this idea for the bride and groom and was looking to source it, the other people that I went to give me what I wanted were at least double what you guys quoted for me. And then the only quote that I had that matched was going to be a massive compromise for me in terms of the overall look and the feel.
Yeah.
So
and actually we realised the material that you were looking at wouldn't have actually suited.
no, and again, that's your expertise. Like what I wanted you to create, you had the experience and the expertise to say to me, it's not going to look as good on that. And pulled me to the canvas banner, which was perfect because it held its weight. It hung like I always think of like sigils, you know, almost Game of Thrones, like, or festivals, that
Those
sort
pennants,
of big, like.
You don't need to worry about the weather. It's fine. It's there. It's waterproof. It's windproof. It's sunproof.
Oh, okay. So because we had that one outside, so even if it had rained on that, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah.
That's good to know because it was outside. I mean, it was really windy that day as well, didn't we? So in the end, we needed to weight it down so that it wasn't just flying off into the ether. But it's still, that was what was great because I used one of the tassels and like a weight stone. So it still had that like flag feel where it was like rippling in the wind, but you know, wasn't escaping. So, which is always good.
Yeah. But no, that's it. And it's the signage that we do as well. You might want kind of rustic feel for your wedding, palettes, painted, poppy wording on it. That's something that we can do as well. So it's not just the fabric banners.
No, I guess when you are an artist, that's what, you know, breaks the boundaries, doesn't it? Because you can do whatever they want you to do.
Yeah.
And I guess much like with my husband, because it's something he's doing for passion rather than it being completely commercial to him. It does open up these maybe things that people feel like are higher up. I mean, you said it yourself earlier, you know, people hear bespoke and they hear expensive.
Yeah, and if you go to a wedding venue and you get given maybe that supplier's list or people they've worked with, those suppliers generally are only allowed to be as suppliers because they've been fortunate enough to attend that wedding by decorating it some way. How many people out there are desperate to be noticed?
Yes.
Have a scene with so much raw talent. It's so minimal. And I think with followers, people just go, oh, well, follow that person because they've got more followers than this one. But what we've noticed for the feedback from our customers has been amazing.
Yeah. You're very right there. It's difficult because social media is such an amazing thing and it's such an amazing force, and it's a huge part of all of our business now as creatives. You know, we need to embrace it, but it also can be misleading in some ways. I mean, generally, I think you can trust if someone has built up that brand and that following. There's a reason that they've built up that brand and that following. But it's misleading, I think, in maybe people like yourselves and myself who are sort of coming into the Instagram world for the first time. When I had my business before I had my daughter, we had the studio there. Groupons brought the customers into the studio. Meeting and integrating with people brought us the weddings, then brides, that started that hamster wheel. So I never really needed to delve into the social media world. And then coming back 6 years later, like that's it now. That's the platform.
Yeah.
And it is a brilliant platform because it just means that anyone can get involved, which is fantastic. But also don't discount the people like us who are starting the Instagram journey, because as you say, like your stuff is fantastic.
You've just not been found yet.
Yes, we've not been discovered properly yet, have we? Not to the extent that we deserve. So where you mentioned earlier about trends, like what trends are you finding at the moment?
So yeah, at the moment it's all about the clashy colours, We're kind of going into heavier backdrops,
Like oranges and pinks and really kind of statement.
kind of feel for things, really kind of vintage going into next year. A lot of lace, to be honest.
A lot of lace, really?
Veils as backdrops and table settings, that kind of delicate. But then you also have on the switch side, the really thick fabrics, which is kind of where our velvet banners will.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some of the velvet ones here, haven't you? Like the smaller little ring bearer
the
ones.
handhelds that we have for ring bearers, flower girls. And then we also have kind of the functional pieces as well. So any brides out there that need to know key piece of information, you need to have reserve signs at your aisle pews. You don't want to have your bridesmaids walking down the aisle not knowing where to sit, or kind of granny in the back.
Or like a piece of paper that the venue have quickly printed out. So you do see that, don't you? Where someone's just plonked granny at the back. Bless granny.
We don't.
No, granny down the front.
Yeah, so have reserved seating, whether it's kind of the way that we're having it. So we even have a reserve for a loved one in heaven, where you might want to have that key chair there for someone not present.
And this is actually one of yours at the front here, isn't it? One of the velvet.
Yeah, so this was a statement piece at a recent wedding.
We should have thought ahead and borrowed the big the Snapes Fest or the big like neon one that you've got with.
Well, we're currently making at the moment a nearly 5'5" banner, burnt orange with like a kind of a gold suede, metallic-y wording of "Murder on the Dance Floor" for like a really grand room.
Yes,
which will look fab.
Very disco theme wedding. Yeah,
that's fantastic, isn't it? And that's one that would be brilliant for hire, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because then, and that's something you could combine, could you not? Like so that you could basically go, well, I love all of your things. I want it to hire that welcome sign, and I want to hire that one for the dance floor, and then I want to pay to have something totally personalised, like behind me on the day, so that you've sort of got that indulgence of having the pieces all around, but you're only paying out for one that you're keeping.
Yep, that's it. And I think while you kind of want to think about what your colours are for your wedding day, don't kind of be limited to thinking, I need to go with the current trends. Maybe one of our pieces would speak for you and you could base your theme around that. You might not kind of think that burnt orange might look great with gold, but it's something that you could base it.
It works, people. It works. It looks good. Is the stress of planning your own wedding overtaking the joy of planning your own wedding? In an ideal world, we would all have a wedding planner, but that is not always possible. So what we've done is created a digital download with an extensive set of tools packaged into an effective PDF, all in one place. You have spreadsheets, budgeting tools, trackers, pie charts, so that you can follow along the journey, see where your money is going, see what has been organised and what is still to be done, helping you with all the organisational stresses. Then you have a whole set of tips for a stress-free wedding. These have come from inside intel from industry suppliers to give you help, to give you some knowledge as you go along your journey and on the day. It also has a whole set of templates. Now, these are on a Canva, a free Canva account, so there's nothing that you need to sign up for. That as you click on the links, you can handle your stationery, your invites, your save the dates, your on the day signs. You can handle hen party games. Everything can have the colours changed, the fonts changed. You can do all of that. All the hard work has been done and laid down so that you can go ahead and get creative. And as you go through this journey, if you decide that you want that little bit more help and that little bit more support, you can pay for us at the Wedding Rooms to do all the changes for you. This is something that takes all of the pressure out of planning your own wedding and is a neat little package. As a subscriber of season 1 of the Wedding Rooms on Air, you can currently get the download for £67. So either go directly to the website www.theweddingrooms.uk/buy or click the link below to get your download today. Where do you see the future taking you? Like both in terms of Wild Infinity and its growth, and also your area of the wedding industry. Do you think that that's starting to grow?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we love doing personalised pieces for people. We love that customised. In our nursery prints, we offer kind of the dates on there, the baby's names. Everything is personal in our opinion, whether that's favours, luggage tags.
Yeah. You're paying for it, so you might as well get something that's totally unique.
I think we just want that customer satisfaction and job satisfaction as well. So something, doing a job that we love, why would we want to stop doing it? Mm-hmm. So all the colours are fun to play with, all the fabrics, some fabrics less so than others. I've got a weird thing about some fabrics, but I work with it, it's fine. But again, people's ideas, and if people want double tassels on it, like, yeah, let's go with it. Like, every year is so different. So we just want to see what's going on and have a colourful lifestyle, really.
Yeah, that's it. And I love the fact that you can have kind of a table plan made of fabric.
Yeah.
Or a kind of a table number made of fabric, or ribbons that give you your name. Or I really love at the minute the bouquets where you can have the personalised tassel on the brides.
That's nice.
Quote on it.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Heading into.
So that's quite a new trend, isn't it? Yeah. Because I think that's kind of evolved a little bit from, you see a lot, and maybe actually this is something to ask you, because I see this and this is something that brides like. So to have something that's small, that's attached to the bouquet, that's about someone that they've lost. Mm-hmm. So I've seen it before where it's a piece of jewellery and it's got a piece of handwriting. Mm-hmm. Could they do that actually? Yeah. I've seen that where that's put into like a piece of silver where it's like their mum or a loved one who has passed, they've taken a piece of their handwriting and etched it into the jewellery. So could they do that on the tassel?
That's a really nice idea.
Like, but with vinyl.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know that? So that's just a simple conversation, and then an idea has come out of it.
Yeah.
Because it's nice then, because they're sort of with you. And actually, you could combine all the things, couldn't you? Something old, something new, something.
You could have the blue ribbon with.
Yeah. And you could put all that, then it's into the bouquet. Mm-hmm. And I mean, God, like if we actually got our brains onto coming up with ideas, we could sit here for hours.
And I think we work well with florists, like as much as you don't think it, everything that a florist is providing, we can accessorize it as well. So for on your wedding breakfast table, you've got all these beautiful flowers. Why not have a beautiful banner in front of it? On your archways, let's have something about you as well, rather than just the flowers.
Yeah.
No, and that's kind of I've been bridesmaid, maid of honour. I've been the moniker for my friends.
With the mic.
Yeah, I literally, been there before the wedding planner, just to make things run smoothly. So I've seen it all from all different levels, and personalised flower bouquets for your bridesmaids is key.
Yeah.
It's nice to have for most people, but I think it is super important.
And then again, coming back to the whole giving stuff dual purpose, so if you like the products and like yourselves, do something that works within the wedding day to add that extra edge, but then is theirs. So it's their bridesmaid's gift as well. So you're not paying for a bridesmaid's gift and the thing on the day. The two things are one.
It's all fabric. Roll it up, hide it, put it in your collection, or hang it up.
Yeah.
And then you're not worried about it getting dirty because you can wash it.
Yeah.
You can iron.
You can actually wash it with the vinyl on it.
Yeah.
That's a bit special. Yeah. That's a bit key, isn't it? So we talk a lot about the fact that if someone isn't having an on-the-day planner, then they need to have someone there, someone that is going to take that stress away, that's appointed to do it. Is that from what what you just said?
There is not a wedding planner.
No, they're not.
Specifically for the venue, you need to have a wedding planner on your day. So I guess as a photographer, you kind of see they don't have a wedding planner. You have to take up that mantle.
You do. Like, actually, it's really funny because the higher up the budget you go, like when couples have higher budgets, they tend to have on the day planners, which are so, if you watch them running around, they definitely earn their money. But I worked with a wedding planner not that long ago, and she was doing all the bits for the photographer. And then she said to me, "So who does this at your weddings?" I was like, "Me."
Yes.
So who gets the group together? I was like, "Me." So it is, just having someone. If you don't have the budget to have these people in place, that's not a problem. But do put the onus on someone, because otherwise the onus will fall on you, and everyone will keep coming to you for questions and keep putting that stress on you.
No, and I don't really think that's key. You shouldn't really put that on your bridesmaids either.
Yeah.
They're there to enjoy the day, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, it happened to you, didn't it, already?
Because I love it, but yeah.
Well, maybe we've just come to a whole new arc of Wild Infinity. Get your banners done and then have your own Monica. She comes with a mic. She will whip everyone into place.
I get things done.
She's desperate for it.
This is the future of Wild Infinity. On the day, planning and banners.
Yep.
A combo never seen before.
I just need to kind of replicate myself a couple of times and we'll be good.
So are you going to have an on-the-day planner? Because otherwise she's going to slip into that role.
He is the on-the-day planner. Yeah. I don't think she'd want anyone else to do it, so...
I'm not a control freak.
No, not at all. I think you need a little dash of control freak in your wedding supplier though, because you want them to be like...
Yeah, we want it to look beautiful. We want that end result to be a great story for everybody. And yeah, that's important.
You want them to be passionate about it as well, don't you? Yeah. What about do's and don'ts? Things that, advice you would give brides and grooms when they are thinking about their, so we're not talking about stationery in terms of invitations and order of services and that sort of thing. We're more talking about on the day stationery. So we're talking about your signage, and that's your sort of area. What would be your do's and don'ts for them?
I mean, definitely have a welcome sign. It is key. Welcome people with fabric design, whether that's a sailboard with vinyl on it. I think that is really key. Having a table plan that is readable in not a very cursive font is sometimes difficult for people to read. So be conscious of the font that you're using. And also with the favours, make them functional. So whether that's, I don't know, you find your name and then attend to the table that you're on and find it as well on the table.
Anything interactive and fun, the guests love, don't they? And
set places.
Yeah.
Because otherwise people don't know where to sit.
So what if someone is not having a set table plan? If they want it to be more freestyle, family style, everyone just sits wherever they like, do you think that there are still elements of signage that you'd encourage them to have? Or ideas of what they could do instead?
You could explain that. You've got so many areas and things. You can have more of a fun wedding and signs that allocate different things that you can do during the day. I think one of the important things to do is make sure that if you are going to have all these signs and everything, you're aware of your environment.
Yeah.
Don't use the wrong materials. Know what could happen and what couldn't happen. Because it will just ruin it otherwise. You get one fabric and then it's blown around in the wind. Your day's kind of ruined a little bit, and you spent all this money. Do your research, and if you don't, then ask us and we will give you the advice on it.
Turn to the suppliers that you've trusted with your day and trusted with your money, and get them to use their expertise to help you. And I think have fun with it. I think sometimes people look at think of a table plan or giving people a set place as being formal and stuffy. And if they're having more of a festival, or they're having more of a relaxed, informal vibe, doesn't mean that you can't have some of these things in there. Just make them more interactive, make them more relaxed, and make them you.
You don't necessarily need table numbers or table names. You could have places you've been to visit, and we can put some pictures on that. So it's your favourite.
Yes.
So there's so many things to do. Don't just go with what I guess everyone is telling you.
Yeah, or what's trending. I actually, when it comes to, like, obviously your venue and your surrounding is very important, but when it comes to sort of thinking, right, how are we going to style the day? What's the vibe of the day going to be? I actually encourage people to start with the table.
Yeah.
Because if you start with the table, you know, if you cannot come up with anything that you think is relevant, be it, I saw one the other day actually where they didn't have a theme at all to what the tables were called. They were all random things, but then there was a little sign on the table explaining why the table was called that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool because that gave you total freedom.
Yeah.
But if you start with the table name, say, I'm trying to think, one that's quite common is favourite albums if you're really into your music. And the albums are the names of the tables. Can that then like trickle out into the rest of the design? Can that then, the music then inspire what you're going to have?
Yeah.
But if you sort of start there, because they're like the sort of centre points, you know, and then just ask yourself the questions. But as you say, don't feel you have to do anything. Don't feel you have to follow a trend. And if that doesn't come natural and you just want numbers,
Yeah.
just have numbers.
Yeah.
You know, it's what you want isn't wrong.
No. I'm
Ever.
very afraid to kind of say, I don't know, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
We're open to ideas, but we don't want to kind of tell you what to have, but
No.
we're there to give you suggestions.
You're a resource, aren't you?
We might have never made it. Doesn't mean we can't make it. It's
No.
just we haven't made it yet.
Okay, so this is a slightly trickier one because one question I always ask when people are on the show is if you were not available, you know, you guys say it's your wedding day, so you can't help provide the banners for that day. Slightly different when you're doing a product, isn't it? Because you could always make it earlier. But for whatever reason, you're not available. What would you encourage people to go and look for from another supplier, like red flags, green flags, things to look out for to help them find someone who is as good and as creative as you?
I mean, don't always be afraid to go for the people that have availability. It doesn't mean
That's a really good point. It doesn't mean that they're bad.
It doesn't mean that they're bad. It just doesn't mean that they're fully booked for next year. I mean, lots of suppliers are fully booked for next year. That's through, I don't know, choice that they only want to do one wedding a week or... But yeah, for us, we haven't got a full agenda as yet. But yeah, we're hoping to next year have lots of bookings.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a reflection. Don't stop the conversation there. You might then have a conversation with them and go, okay, now I understand why you're not booked.
Yeah.
But you might go, oh my God, I can't believe I found Wild Infinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think have your agenda. It's always on someone else's agenda, but what is it you want from your wedding? If you're not too sure, that's fine, but what are your important things? If they can't fulfill it, is that the right place for you?
That's not the right supplier for you
Don't
then.
feel then the pressure of, oh, they're the only ones that are free. Well, they're not, are they? There'll be lots of people you
Yes.
haven't found them yet.
Yeah.
So just don't, it's your wedding. You as a couple, it's your day. It's no one else's day.
It's so true. And do you know what? We could keep chatting forever. It's been so nice having you girls in. Can you tell everyone how to find Wild Infinity and how to get these banners at their weddings?
So on Instagram, we're wild_infinity_wedding or Wild Infinity. Through you, we're available.
Come to me and I'll lead the way.
Come and touch and feel.
Yes, yeah, the stuff's here.
Yeah.
And we have a website, so wildinfinity.co.uk.
That's honestly, it's been lovely having you girls and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone listening and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. This podcast is brought to you by myself, Megan, from The Wedding Rooms, and Adam Rust of Influence Productions. You can find out more about us in the bio or on the links below. But to sum it up, we are basically a wedding photographer and wedding videographer who enjoyed being their right-hand man and woman to their couples to such an extent that we've decided to go away and make a podcast for them. So Thank you for being with us, and thank you for making us part of your journey, and we hope to see you on the next episode.